This is Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Road Rage, posted on r/loaded diaper, made by u/acryboy. April, Thursday. Frank Heffley is a fucking psychopath. For the past 14 years, I've spent living under the same roof as his ticking time bomb. I've gotten the short end of the stick. Out of everyone, I've been the one who's been physically attacked the most, had cold showers ran on him for no reason, had his precious privacy violated by my father. And that's actually what happened today when I was about to start my morning routine. Greg, I am tired of cleaning your spunk off the bathroom walls. I've had enough of him always coming at me for every minor inconvenience he faces. If I were to guess, he's probably salty because mom stopped having sex with him ever since Manny was born. Now, you're probably wondering, why doesn't Frank just go for Manny then? Well, Manny's only 3. 6, idiot. Dad's tried to throw Thingy away on multiple occasions, but mom won't let him. She actually threatened him that if he takes out any of his anger on her baby, he's sleeping in the living room. I heard from Roderick that mom might be a lesbian though. He said that he saw a strap-on hanging out of her purse as she left for work last week. However, Roderick just also happens to have a raging addiction to ketamine. One time he shouted my name at 3 a.m. because he saw a fairy at the foot of his bed. Greg, help! There's something wrong with that guy. So personally, I take anything he says with a grain of salt. That's also the reason why Dad doesn't even bother picking on Roderick anymore. 9 times out of 10, if you try talking to him, he's a fucking despotin. Mom's completely given up on him too. I think he might die of an overdose one day. That leaves me as the prime target of Frank's emotional outburst. And it's like walking on eggshells just looking at him. There was this one time he got back from work and he looked like he was going to snap. I am sick of being this asshat's honorary doormat while everyone gets it easy. I can't wait for the day someone decides to beat the shit out of him. Friday. Manny tried to kill Dad. It was so crazy you don't understand. From what I could gather, Dad finally succeeded in throwing Thingy away. And then Manny went fucking delirious. The two of them started duking it out like it was a battle to the death. Me and Roger heard glass break from the kitchen before we darted down the stairs on our first instinct and saw them. I didn't know Manny was that damn strong. I actually think he could knock me out. He was totally wailing on Dad while he was pinned to the floor. Stay down, you little shit! Roderick and I watched in awe as the two continuously struggled between each other on the floor. I couldn't believe it. Dad was getting bitched by a 6-year-old. They tussled and brawled for a while until Manny bit Dad on the finger hard. It got to the point of bleeding and he ran away. Ah, fuck! It looked like it hurt like hell. Dad was holding his bloody hand, screaming in pain, while Roderick was literally pissing himself laughing. Well, I just stared at Dad in horror. Dad looked up at Roderick, dying of laughter, and trust me, he was pissed. He would have gotten up and straight up assaulted him right there, if what happened next didn't happen. Manny came back and he was holding a fucking knife. I kill you now, you poopy bitch. He proceeded to charge at full speed towards Dad. On the other hand, me and Roderick turned heel and ran the hell out of there. Until Mom opened the front door at last second and discovered what the chaos happening before. Guess what? Manny immediately drops the knife, sprints to Mom's arms crying. Manny bawled his eyes out, telling Mom that Daddy killed Thingy and wanted to kill Bubby and Wadwick too. Mom looked at Dad and gave him the stink eye. I think she didn't even notice his finger was fucking bleeding. Mom put Manny back on the floor and told all of us to go upstairs and that her and Dad need to discuss a few things. I bet he really regrets not getting that abortion now. Me and Roderick are outside the living room, eavesdropping, and Manny's asleep in his bedroom. Everything I just told happened just a few hours ago, and Mom and Dad are still going at it. Mom is really sticking it to Dad right now and saying that either you take them to your brothers and I deal with you tomorrow, or you pack your things and go. Well, I guess there's no porn for me until Monday. Fuck. Saturday. It looks like my worst fears have been realized. Dad picked option 1. And we're all off to Uncle Joe's as I'm writing this. It's quiet and it's so awkward. Speaking of which, something's up with Dad. I can see his eyes through the front mirror and he looks traumatized. Honestly, I don't blame him. Considering his own son literally attempted to murder him yesterday, he should have known that what he was getting himself into when he threw Thingy away. It takes me back to the time Roderick took Manny's iPad after catching him watching Neck Critter's Rule 34 on it. The kid tried to gouge his eyes out with a fucking spoon. He hasn't been been the same since. That's actually how he got into the ketamine in the first place, to ease his mind. It's done him more harm than good, because now he's way off the deep end. Looking at mom, she still looks as furious as she did yesterday. This whole situation is obviously a divorce waiting to happen. You sure you don't wanna?
Just shut up and drive.
Manny's watching me write all of this down with a shit-eating grin on his face right now. I feel his eyes burning into the back of my head, and that's actually crazy. Anyway, we won't reach Uncle Joe's for another hour or so. It's early in the morning and dark as hell, so I'm just gonna take a nap and right back once we get there. It's like this family's programmed to be retarded or something. I don't even know what to make of just what the fuck just happened. So bear with me. Basically, everyone was half asleep in the car, right up until we felt a huge ass bang come from the truck. The next thing you know, Dad slams down the brakes and starts beating the shit out of the steering wheel, and then steps out of the car. Me, Roderick, and Manny all turned to face the back window and check out what the commotion was about. When Dad made it around the back, turns out this big white van left a massive dent in the back of our car and took both taillights out in the process. To say he lost his shit would have been a hell of an understatement. Fuck! So after screaming like a total lunatic in the middle of the highway, Frank Heffley walked over to the van right behind us and started banging on their door, calling for them to get the fuck out. My dad is a fucking idiot. He started screaming again, shouting for some random ass drivers to come out of their car as every car behind us started blaring their horns for us to move on. All the four of us watched in sheer bewilderment as he continued to make an ass out of himself. It felt like Dad's long-lived outburst would go on forever, but luckily it was cut short as a bunch of guys dressed up as neck critters hopped out of the van and jumped him. Yeah, honestly, I don't even know what to make of it either. The way it all played out was comical. First off, they all jumped out of the car one by one and then waddled towards him in a big-ass single-file line. Mind you, there were 6 of these guys, and that stupid fuck Frank thought he could take them all on. And so he took a single swing before immediately getting his ass beaten to the ground. It was totally uncoordinated, yet swiftly executed nonetheless. They were totally kicking the shit out of him like crazy. One of the guy's costume heads literally fell off mid-beating, and he didn't even give a shit. All he wanted to do was throw Dad through the ringer. Honestly, it feels ridiculous even describing it right now. All of us watched in the commotion from the inside of the car. Manny started recording the whole thing with a huge shit-eating grin on his face. Why he even had a camera with him is a mystery in of itself. Roderick was higher than a balloon, and Mom turned around to find out what was taking him so long and then literally started crying. While I just sat back and watched it all unfold in utter shock. That's what you get for killing Thingy, you ploopy bitch. Finally, Dad's assault ended like a one-night stand. As it quickly started, they decided that his 30 seconds were up, and they all hopped back into the car and sped off, leaving Frank with a beautiful fat scar as a souvenir. He kinda just lay there on the floor for a while before getting back up. He was super shaken up. To be honest, I'd be pretty fucked up knowing that I just got battered by the same furries that Manny likes to watch GIF on his iPad. He got back in the car, stepped on the gas, and we continued our journey towards Uncle Joe's, leading to our quietest car ride since Uncle Gary's incarceration last November. Fuck, man. We're at the house now. It's so late. I can't be bothered writing anything else, so I need to sleep. Whatever, bye. Sunday. I woke up feeling like a total shit today. After remembering where I've woken up, I feel like a fucking diarrhea. I went downstairs to find that Mom and Dad are nowhere in sight. They must have taken out pretty early in the morning. Manny is chasing the other kids around the living room with a hammer, and Roderick is busy snorting cocaine out in the backyard with Uncle Joe right now. Even the dog is doing it. Shit's fucked up, honestly. It looks like everyone is pretty well adjusted to living here already. Well, except me, of course. I wonder what's going on back home.